Alright, so let's do this one up. I'm pretty sure I shared this one. But, well, anything, let's take our first OR pre-brief. This is usually what I give for my infantry. I've been working on the line for it. Okay. We got the D&D board, we got the Warhammer field, but what's Tim Cook and XI's Xi Jinping's version of what this Edge of Tomorrow brief on our first contact looks like for the orc invasion on these kinds of setups, for recreating a cop shooting, and I'm gonna be playing some Warhammer, obviously Cthulhu's Click SCP stuff going on inside of here for the 7th Cavalry being Sherman's March out there for the Vietnam, and how they painted that whole picture for the game board, what you hear, what you don't hear, what's the whole story arc for the topology on the side of the system, some terracotta army numbers inside of this thing printing out what you got to do for the pinout. When we're doing it's the ROM corruption on what Wiggly Squiggly Danger Noodle's doing it, given pen or pencil, clay, and I've been playing ZBrush for Minesweeper logic inside of here. Inside down the rabbit hole, figuring out the wiring on this thing is like this, and I have Ben Eater somewheres in here, yeah. And the time looping inside of this thing to what goes on. We're going to get into that because hopefully that would be the basic model to one of my guys when I would say things. Even though there might be a military thing, he could be playing it perfect. We're going to hear some things in a minute that I'm going to take into consideration while training my guys in terms of what this system is, about hey, this battlefield right here, what happens? The Scots turn, and then William Wallace turns, and then the home economics lords over here get on their horse and get on this. William Wallace gets ganked, and that's how she ends for what you would be short of being in a bull moose party for moving things around. You might have to move things around, but Ultra Nightmare 100%. Ultra Nightmare 100% Lucy Doomslayer smoking Chronicle Crystals playing at Dalport in Site 13. Demon Core, mark your feet. And you're going to drop in like Royce. And obviously we have our plays. So this would be something you would know about the programming training that would go into that map we started with in the HUD, right? The thing we make, what that is, all the timelines, the compressed state of what the action is, given the word out of some asshole just being a jumper. And yes, Judah, I'll let you out in just a minute, okay? I know you haven't been out that long ago. And again, there she lives, right? Paint it out, word it out, do it for the ZBrush sculpting. Do the girl thing. It's Hellboy with the red, but you got oh man. Some games in here. At any rate, given what I've been playing around here for the OP brief, hopefully this would stick in Russian, like somebody in that suit, or this one here, or one of these ones here, playing this right here, about this right here, inside the lunch line at the prison system for the reform. Just me and you being mercenaries out here as far as what's coming up in America across the border. Me and you, we sticking together. That's how you get the rice, bud. Inside of here, let these two assholes bang it out and test your bow. Generally, that's what that sounds like, given, what you're looking for, when you're looking for it, how you're looking for it inside of the systems of this thing tore down. Now, this guy took his time. He's not the fastest in the game. And I want you to understand that. Right? So we're going to keep moving on the farm here. See what else we got. Who else has played the post, one flock, one sheep. Whoever's going to stick their fingers up as a crusader and say, hey, that is what it is. Given what it is, what it is. Sentinel tears right there. On the river, you pull in some little ones, you get some stuff, but there are some things out here. You're dealing with lockdown math. They're flipping over this tile and obviously seeing the 60-day in lunch line, talking about rat ecotopia in an OP brief, different from the overhead speech of a class, from the possible warden's problem, chess problem here, about a fire flower and how you get people to get it all together with Mean Machine, and having Cruz there talk to the black guy. I forget his name. gatekeeper or caretaker, and Mean Machine smashing the guy in the back of the head with that thing because you get one play and then they drop the hornet's nest, and that would be the one thing that nobody gets, and it's all fucked up because nobody has a class for it. No matter how you speak about the reform system, if you put it in the box and do the grammatics, lockdown math to figure out what 1 over c plus a light bulb is for all the answers, is it 1 second, 0 seconds, 1 over c seconds, and it's all of those things and none of those things, as much as it's in superposition a little bit, but it's definitely one of them. You got to be in 0 or 1. It is or it is not Danger Dave here, given what circumstances and situations. Who's hosting Dalport this year? Sharps and Salty. With the ZBrush engine, redacted. What was the object, the corner, the cargo container you got to move around inside of the system here for figuring it, figure it out. Doomsday stock model turned into this, plus, some of the biggest threats in the game, given what it is. Before John's going to talk about why he doesn't have an economics plan for his kid for college set up, but no college fund, right? And not unless you need it. That's that kind of bad company that comes into, so who's next? Stand post and tell time what it is. You're a farm post. You tell time based on the shadow of that area over there. And that is the way. You bolt to the floor like that for as however long it takes, given, whatever play the graphic work out to be, given the vehicle you're driving at the moment, and SAT's multiple choice answer, a 7 for the Laplacian being solid rocket fuel, SpaceX and solid rocket fuel, liquid rocket fuel, housing compositions, different housings of the housings, and different compositions of the compositions at phase orders and operations, the product line 1 over C and product line in the frame rate, to how you taking hydrogen 1 down to fullovium, or Tylenol to aspirin and recrystallization at 32 degrees Fahrenheit, because if you do it at room temperature, you might not be able to get the result unless it's going to be a super saturated solution, which may change the here lithium hydroxide, but you could say copper sulfate crystals were too fastly grown, so they're smaller than the result IH of a temperature differential in a reaction flask at X degrees Celsius, or why it changes to radically fields of once that concentration inside of that limit would have a bandwidth that start working at a most to the limit of the density of the fluid or something like that. Density and ratios of things that approximate that duality of what it is. Here's battery, problem recycling. This is how you do it hillbilly style, and ways to deal with the whole infrastructure panel. I got some stuff I'm working. Jim on steel, figuring stuff out about the utilitarian bridge designs, the sizes and shapes that you would need inside of the form, doing what you got to do down Mexico way when you say Lady Liberty's got a blindfold on for a good reason, brother, sister, whether it's 1 degree tight or a one-dimensional curvature, given diameter of the universe, Salty or Lady Liberty. You got the freedom to say something like that, given on no matter where you're gonna step into this. It's a $4 million militia boot camp if I can turn over the stock market in such a way, given some things on what's up.
So, good afternoon, sir. So, I'm gonna do my all-border brief through soon because I couldn't find a way to do it in a terrain model. So, first I'll receive the mission, and then I will issue my warno. So, my leaders for this mission will be.
So you should have all this worked out, been programmed into a PowerPoint.
Will be a strata,
tools and systems, which we'll watch. We don't know that yet. We don't know stress indexes yet. We don't know any of those things. Compare different indexes to.
So I make sure they're present, and then then I'll start. I need you guys to take out pen and paper and hold questions to begin.
Yeah, this one.
So this is your warno for the mission. I am Cadet Rodriguez. I will be your PL for this upcoming mission. The time now is 1900. I'm gonna issue my warno. In an hour, I want my squad leader back here for the operation order. Once I get all the details, I'll push it out at that time. Back brief will be at 2000. Rehearsals are going to be at 2115.
And the weather is.
And we will conduct PCIs at 0400. So we're expecting to SP here at 0500, and we need the raid set up by 0900.
Keeping the druids out of it as far as Powell's pack.
First squad will be security. Rosa, second squad will be assault 1. Dudley, third squad will be
Can't post
2.
every post.
Santana,
We start
fourth
mashing
squad
every
will be
single
squad.
defense secretary or post out there on the farm that can't do shit. And then giving some of the other sets,
Company, platoon,
you know,
initiate raid on objective.
the way they played it, ATM. It's like when it's not going to run forever. It's at the top pins on systems. But if you're watching some of the other stuff, when they come up, some of the names, there's no reason that you can't just get in there, you know. Watch their mistakes, go see that Robin Hood slide. You'll get into a lot of it over here.
Within Bravo's company, AO, and facilitate for platoon ambush on enemy forces. I said again,
sometimes in the area, if that's what it was, you'd still be looking.
16 Sierra Echo Goal.
Those old days, back in the day.
8784-9513, no later than 270900. In order to destroy Sapa forces.
Should be able to hit a lot of money on this, on the boards like this. No, we've been listening. It sounds good, right? We don't know. We're not bored over here, but what would we want this map to look like given?
So, if there's any questions, if there is question, I'll answer them. If there's none, then I'll continue.
So I'll be like walk-away Trump as soon as he sets in there. Who's next to sit in here and tell the post what time?
I need you to function checks at a bare minimum and our claymore. I need you to start prepping flicks, getting a meal in their stomach, and we will go from there. Also, I will assign my timeline for a rest plan and everything else. Go on. So and then I'll get my
me and the stone mill. It's an operation. This thing got a crack in it. Could be squirrely, and I don't know any better or nothing of that yet. Yep.
So I will take I will tell my So I will place my people. So I want my assault 1 and 2 to my left. I want my security squad leader and
I had that other video up there not too far from yesterday.
And to my right, my weapons
this is actually, we're digging a little bit here. We're mining bits.
1900.
Where are we putting it?
We're going to have a back brief at 2000 following rehearsals, and I will discuss how I want them done in the alpha. Wake up time is going to be 0300, so we can do priority of work. Weapon maintenance should be done the night prior, so in the morning we only do personal hygiene.
See that one I did with the daily flush?
So
good.
And also
so
we
good.
do personal hygiene, so we